All right, so this is a suggestion via Discord. The name of the video is Some People Are Self-Deporting Ahead of Trump's Presidency. I would expect that. Like everything in me says that that's probably the best thing for specifically the 80 to 90% that are here under asylum fraud. Go ahead and try to do that, because at least you know where you're going, to say the least. All right, but either way, let's continue.
Donald Trump's mass deportation plans are set to begin in major cities, but could face immediate backlash. Just last night, a San Diego county voted to deny aid to federal immigration enforcement. But News Nation is now confirming some migrants are starting to leave on their own, attempting to self-deport ahead of the second Trump presidency. Now,
guys, just because a city has decided to go against what the federal government has stated, bro, the Supreme Court just had a conversation about this. And guess what happened? Your opinion doesn't matter.
In the past few years, the U.S. has seen the largest immigration surge in American history, with an annual average of close to 2.5 million people, and that's just from 2021 to 2023. News Nation's Allie Bradley is live for us in Del Rio, Texas, with this exclusive. So, Allie, what more are you learning about these apparent self-deportations?
Yeah, so what we're learning here, Nicole, is that migrants who are going through their asylum proceedings are actually cutting things short on their own, and they're finding ports of entry and they're trying to leave ahead of the possibility of Trump removing them. So migrants are actually finding Border Patrol agents or CBP officers, and they're asking them if they can leave. Here's the deal, though. Because those migrants are in actual legitimate proceedings, DHS really has no bearing here. They're in the court's hands right now. So all CBP can do is advise that they walk back to Mexico through a port of entry. They have that legal right to do that. Now, one man from Venezuela told agents that he was trying to get out before Trump gets in, and says that he heard there was an agreement with Mexico and Venezuela where they are actually helping to get people back to their home country.
Is that a thing?
Venezuela has not taken deportation flights back from the United States for nearly a year. Mexico does have a better working relationship with Maduro, and that might be a possibility for this young man. Now, we called the migrant stepfather in Pennsylvania, who confirmed that the migrant went back to Mexico to continue his journey to Venezuela. Interesting here, though, because they are in proceedings already, they are not self-deporting, they are self-departing. However, an immigration attorney that we talked to says that move is essentially the same thing, and they essentially issue a deportation order against themselves when they do this, and they likely will have issues coming back in if they have a valid hearing. Take a listen.
They are probably not going to be able to get back in to reapply or to start the process over. It's in many of these, asylum included, you kind of get one chance. And if you give up halfway through, you don't get to come back and ask for asylum again. You'll be put into a different type of proceeding and you won't have asylum available to you.
That's not a bad thing, okay? So when it comes down to this here, what is asylum? Let's start there. That means your country is basically persecuting you, all right? They are persecuting you because of who or what you are. Period. That's what they're doing. And unfortunately, the overwhelming majority of individuals that have come in here are all claiming asylum for some reason. Because that's how you get in, right? They're claiming asylum and they don't actually qualify for asylum. So they're going to be sent back anyway. So the people that are in that 80 to 90% group that are here committing asylum fraud, these individuals, if they want to deport, that's a great thing. But my biggest fear is making it so people that are actually here for refugee status, asylum, these are the individuals that hear this messaging, and then they're like, you know what, maybe I should just go back to my country type of thing. Nah, bro, you guys are good. The 10% that are actually here for like emergency status, that's, bro, I'm not talking about you, okay? And I honestly think that most Americans are not talking about you neither. I think most of us are here complaining about the individuals that are here for economic migrancy. They're looking to commit some type of remittance back to their country. These individuals, okay? Because the last thing we want is for the most part, blood on our hands in this context here. But the individuals that are self-deporting, if they are in that 80 to 90%, then clap it up, guys. All right, let's continue.
Okay, so of course this comes as President-elect Trump is promising those mass deportations come day one. So something we'll certainly be watching for. But many of the migrants that we're talking to here, Nicole, say they are worried, they are concerned of the threat of being deported, but they are also convinced that President-elect Trump is going to go after the criminals and the people that have a final order of removal first. However, remember, Border czar Tom Homan said no one is safe because crossing the border illegally is a crime in itself. Nicole?
Yes.
So, Allie, do immigration officials think that this self-deporting will potentially become more prevalent?
Yeah, we would think that we would be seeing it all over the place because they would potentially get kind of a ding on their record in the future if they were deported under Trump. But what's interesting here is that immigration attorney that we talked with, she says that she doesn't believe it will be a trend, but rather migrants will move within the United States into kind of sanctuary counties like San Diego or regions where they feel like they're going to be able to be more protected. She said the idea of them self-deporting is not something that we will likely see a lot of because
I
they
expect
do end
that.
all of their opportunities within the U.S. when they do that, Nicole. And of course, they're watching the news too, and they're learning right along with us, Nicole.
All right, Allie Bradley live for us there in Del Rio. Thanks.
All right, guys. What she said at the end here, I agree. I don't think that there are going to be like these gigantic migrant caravans that are basically coming up from South America, guys, to Central America. I don't think we're going to see that at that rate going towards the southern border. That just doesn't seem plausible. Okay, they are here. They're going to try to stay here as long as humanly possible until it actually comes down to them having to basically pack it up and go back to wherever they have come from. Because as soon as they hit the court, bro, they're gonna fail. Because again, they're not here for asylum. Okay. That's the reality, I think, in this scenario here, which is very different from other times that, a lot of this has happened here, historically, at least for us. People that have come, they have come for specific reasons, general reasons, and the overwhelming majority of people that were actually claiming asylum were actually asylum seekers. But obviously post the 19, where the world basically stopped and our U.S. dollar, which a lot of countries backed their currency off of, basically lost a good amount of its value, right? And things got more expensive, and the countries that utilize our currency in some manner, things got more expensive there. They couldn't afford it, so what did they do? They started hitting the northern border from where they were, right? To try to get the U.S. dollar to work, for them in some manner. And so that's really the situation here. We basically got bombarded because of, that point in our history during the 19. We're going to keep calling it that, guys, period. But all right, if you're going to self-deport, bro, go ahead and self-deport. Just make sure you're not one of the individuals that, that actually need to not be in their country due to actual refugee status or asylum status, actual asylum status, not the 80 to 90%. But you get what I mean here, guys. But listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. This is my lightsaber. Hey guys, you guys subscribe to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Oh, also, Mr. L. Boyd Discusses. Guys, check it out. And if you haven't heard it today, you're amazing.